Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Prabhu, when you see my screen, do you see my notes as well? The screen share? No, but in that I have what mode it is coming? Is it coming my? You don't see my notes, right? Yeah, I think my Zoom is also having a little problem on and off. I really don't know. Okay, let's see. No, I'm using my mobile. Oh, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana Yam Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Raghupati Raghava Rajara Patita Pavana Sitara Raghupati Raghava Rajara Patita Pavana Sitara Raghupati Raghava Rajara Patita Pavana Sitaram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Ram, Shri Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadramayi. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Anantade, Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Anantade. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivacharya Ashtotra Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada की समवेत भक्त वृंद की श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे हरि बोल. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यां नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठकी. वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Happy Ramanami to all of you. I seek all the assembled Vaishnavas here, online, offline. Please bless me. Even though I'm not qualified, I've been given the service. We'll try to discuss. And today I've been given a topic, the episode of where Rama goes to the ocean and he prays for him for 3 days. And ocean doesn't give way, so he gets angry. So the title was given Transcendental Anger of Lord Rama. That is the topic for today. But I think here you will not be able to see. I don't know. It's not showing. I am reading from Canto 9, Chapter 10, text number 13. Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th Canto, 10th chapter, text number 13. Yatrosha Vibrama Vivarta Katakshapata. Yatrosha Vibrama Vivarta Katakshapata. Samratna Nakramakaro Bhaya Girna Goshaha. Sambranta Nakramakaro Bhaya Girna Goshaha. Sindhu Shirasi Arhanam Parigraya Rupi. Sindhu Shirashi Arhanam Parigrahya Rupi. Padara Vindam Upagamya Pabashayeta. Padara Vindam Upagamya Pabashayeta. Yatrosha Vibrama Vivarta Katakshapata. Sambranta Nakara Makaro Bhaya Grinna Goshaha. Sindhu Shirashi Arhanam Parigrahya Rupi. Padara Vindam Upagamya Pabasha Eta. Yatrosha Vibrama Vivarta Katakshapata. Sambranta Narako Makarabhaya Girna Gosha. Sindhu Shirashya Hranam Pragiya Rupi. Padara Vindam Upagamya Pabashayeta. Yatrosha, whose anger. Vibrama, induced by. Vivarta, turned. Katakshapata, by the glance. Sambranta, agitated. Nakara, crocodiles. Makaraha, and the sharks. Bhayagrinna Goshaha, whose loud sound was silenced through fear. Sindhu, the ocean. Sirasi, on his head. Arhanam, all paraphernalia for worshipping the Lord. Parigrahya, carrying. Rupi, taking form. Padaravindam, the lotus feet of the Lord. Upagamya, reaching. Pabasha, said. Etat, the following. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. After reaching the beach, the Lord Ramachandra fasted for 3 days, awaiting the arrival of the ocean personified. When the ocean did not come, the Lord exhibited his pastimes of anger, and simply by his glancing over the ocean, all the living entities within it, including the crocodiles and sharks, were agitated by fear. Then the personified ocean fearfully approached Lord Ramachandra, taking all paraphernalia to worship him, falling at the Lord's lotus feet. The personified oceans speaks as follows. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Shapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamagyam Tadati Swapatantikam Vandegam Shri Guru Shri Uda Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadodam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshadharine Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataro Besha Karpa Sindhu Bhaye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langayate grim yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Guru Dinadarinam Paramananda Madhava Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Om Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to speak about Ramakatha to get purified. Today I have divided the topics into 3 categories. If time permits, we will see. Otherwise, we will see 2 or 3 topics. One is that how different from Lord's transcendental anger to the normal human being, what we have anger. Of course, I'm not dwelling too much into the anger part of it. Even, I've not overcome the anger. But predominantly today, I want to focus on how Ram takes Saranagati when ocean comes and takes the shelter of the Lord as the forgiveness. Also, Vibhishna Saranagati, and how Lord reacts. Or we know that we need to surrender to the Lord. We know what is the process to surrender the Lord, but how the Lord reciprocates from Lord's point of view, what is it means Saranagati, that we will see. If time permits, we will see the process, what we need to surrender, how we need to surrender. Predominantly, it is more of what's Lord's mean Saranagati for him, especially Lord Rama. Then we will see practical application. What is that Saranagati means? What is the day-to-day life we can practically apply? So we will, these are the topics we would like to cover. So let me start with the transcendental anger of the Lord's. So most of the time, the Lord shows anger, so-called anger. It may be to remove the pride of the devotees. So here in this case, we can see a Lord of Ocean, is not giving way. Lord Rama is patiently waiting, and he tells Lord Lakshmana, forbearance, gentleness, and politeness of speech are construed as the weakness by the wicked. The person who is other side, who is wicked, even though you polite, sometimes humble, trying to be gentle, this place is not for the gentleman, Prabhupada says. Dukale mashash for them. So there will be aggressions. There will be materialistic people who can't be polite, who can't be gentle. So we need to sometimes need to be a little aggressive or you want to put across your point, you need to be a little aggressive. You can't be always gentle. I'm a devotee, I'll be polite. That doesn't work. So Lord Rama gets really angry. 3 days I've been meditating on the shore. As soon as Lord arrives to the ocean, he starts worshipping Lord Ramachandra. Rameshwaram, we all know, because he's setting an example of a normal human being. He wants to take permission from the Guru, any activity, auspicious activity he wants to do. So he shows how one human being should take shelter of the Guru. Then the second aspect is he started meditating on the Kusha grass. By the time Vibhishan reaches, and we will see in detail when what Vibhishana reaches, how he takes the Sharanagati. And it is Vibhishan who told Lord Rama, these oceans are created by your four ancestors. So why don't you pray to the ocean? Then he might give way. So Lord Rama, 3 days he has been meditating on the ocean, but there is no response from Sagar. So then also, Lord Ram gets angry. He says, "Oh Lakshmana, neither the fame nor victory nor even popularity can be won by conciliation." So sometimes you need to be explicit. We might say, Prabhu, I am humble. I don't want to tell my glories. But sometimes it is required for the other person to understand what kind of seva can be given. At least you need to tell the other person what sevas you are into, what kind of experience you have, so that they can assign appropriate sevas. So sometimes, we might take it the other way around. Oh, I want humble. I don't want to tell anything like that. But here, Lord Ram says, sometimes fame, nor victory, nor even popularity can won by the cancellation. So most of the time, it is for the reducing the pride of the devotees. Lord plays this role. It could be lifting a Govardhan hill, or in fact it is the Lord Jagannath playing the pastimes of bringing Hanuman, because the shore is making so much noise, because Sagar is supposed to be his father-in-law, because when the churning of the ocean happens, Lakshmi Devi comes out. One time Prahlad Maharaj was being crucified by the other fellow demons, and they ordered, Hiranyakashipu ordered, either you kill my son or I'll kill you. So they were in so much anxiety. They were trying to kill various ways, but Prahlad was not budging. Then they asked, my dear Prahlad Maharaj, tell me one thing. We have given poison. You're not dying. Why? He said, he's my uncle. So he was trying to explain. The mother Lakshmi came from the ocean, and before the ocean, the halahal visha came. So he's a poison, is the mama. So brother and sister relationship. So similarly, they can't do any harm. So here Sudarshan had little pride. So Jagannath wanted to teach a lesson in Puri. We all know this story, how Hanuman came and he manifested this pastime. And also we know that the ocean had previously pride. The small bird had laid the egg sparrow. In Bhagavad Gita, we know this story. How Garuda, mighty eagle, comes and protects. So most of the time, it is just to reduce the pride of the human being, or the devatas, or whoever it is, the devotees. Lord play seems to be little anger, or he might show some powers to reduce the his anger. Moreover, the Lord has been waiting for 3 days patiently, and he has only 30 days to mission, has to fight, and he has to go back to Lanka. But you can see already 15 days are over. Still, there is no sign of ocean coming and giving the darshan. So Lord just little agitated, and as per the translation, even by just anger, the entire ocean is agitated. So we can see that this pastimes, Lord Ram especially was playing a humanly pastime. So he wants just showcase that he's also crying, he's also searching, he also getting anger. One time Bharvat, sorry, I forgot his name, Bharatwaj Muni. So he's asking, why Lord seems to be like, appearing like external, he's getting angry, he's searching for Sita, lamenting. The answer is that sometimes the Lord would sit under the tree and all the monkeys would climb on the top of the tree. And Lord never get angry saying that, hey, monkey, get down. He never chastised them because they are there on the top of it. Lord used to rest under the tree. So this so-called anger, it is just to show that or to correct the devotees, or to as a pastime they might perform. Otherwise, Lord, they never get angry. It's a transcendental anger. So today's topic, coming to today's topic on this Saranagati, what is the lesson we can learn from this pastimes of ocean surrendering to the Lord? This is Sagar versus Bhavasagar. So I want to take a lesson is that how Rama could, he's determined to empty the ocean, dry the ocean by shooting the Brahmastra. Similarly, the Lord can dry the ocean, or he can send the boatman. We have been struggling in the material ocean, Bhavasagar, for many, many lifetime. And Bhagavad Gita, right? Teshaham samudratta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavamina chirat partha mai aveshita chetasham. Lord says, I will swiftly deliver from the material ocean of birth and death. Please surrender it to me. So there is a wonderful analogy of this the drops of the ocean. We are struggling in this small drops makes a big ocean. We have been struggling. What is this drops all about? It is our unlimited desires to control, unlimited desire to lord over, unlimited desire after desire after desire. We are struggling to overcome this desire. Prabhupada said, unless you are purified from all the desires, even one desire you have to come to the material world. So we have been struggling for a lot of time in the material ocean, and there is no rescues coming. Very, very rarely, occasionally, some boatman comes. So you would need to grab it as soon as it comes. And especially in the Bhagavatam, on the 12th canto, uh, Sukadeva Goswami explained to Parshit Maharaj the dissolution. There are 4 types of dissolution happens. One is that at the end of the day of Brahma, the partial pralaya happens. All the lokas except Brahma Loka is inundated with the water. Then the full annihilation happens end of the Brahma. The entire Brahmanda 14 lokas inundated. That's another dissolution. The third one is every day our body goes through different cell changes. That's the third one. The fourth one is what I'm talking about, the dissolution of the ego. This ego constitutes our desires and things like that. And even Kala cannot destroy these desires. Life after life, life after life, the desire is carry forwarded. Even the Vishnu breathes in, all the jivas goes inside, but still our desire never destroyed. It is still there. When Vishnu breathes out, again the srishti is created. Again with the same material desire, we take birth again. Even Kala cannot destroy your ego. Other things will be destroyed. But even time factor where it will not work, this Bhavasagara, where we are struggling to overcome this material anarthas. So it is very, very important. Very seriously we need to take, because very rarely Krishna sends a boatman. When we are struggling in the water, in the ocean, middle of the ocean, you don't see any hope. Lord Rama can, as a shoot, he can harrow, and he can evaporate the entire ocean. Similarly, Lord Krishna can send somebody to uh, destroy our ego. Unless the ego is destroyed, there is no hope that we can go back to Godhead. So then, as ocean comes and Sagar comes and surrenders to Lord Ram, please forgive me. I've been ignorance. Please forgive me, and I am ready to help you out. So he takes the surrender, Saranagati, to the Lord Ramachandra. So now let's understand what is Saranagati, what it means to us, what it means to the Lord. These are the main topic today. I'll be discussing for another 15-20 minutes. Then we will open up for more discussion. So how to overcome this Bhavasagara? So by surrendering to the Lord. Now in Bhagavad Gita, we know that Krishna made a big arrangement, because when he want to speak Bhagavad Gita, he doesn't want to go on secluded place under the tree, talk to some rishis. He wants to know everyone, because it's for everyone. So what is the formula for Krishna? Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma shuchaha. Similarly, Lord Rama also spoke very important words of Sharanagati, that amidst of the battlefield. So he also brought all the Vanaras. They are in the ocean. is praying to the ocean. Just before this episode, Vibhishana comes, and this is the exact word he spoke. Sakratyeva prapanno yas, Sakratyeva prapanno yas, Tava smriti chayachate, Abhayam sarvada tasmai, Tadatmaye tad vratam mama. So this comes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. Of course, is Ramayana Yuddhakanta Shloka. And this is the exact word he speaks to give a magnanimity or importance to this Saranagati. The essence of Bhagavad Gita is Saranagati, Sarvadharman. Similarly, in Ramayana, Lord Ram makes a big arrangement. It has been said that I was hearing a lecture from one of the devotee in Chennai. So the size of the magnitude of the size of the Lord Ram's army cannot be even compared to Mahabharata. Mahabharata is nothing. 18 Ashtaguni is just like nothing. So there is anybody wants to compare this Yuddha, only Ravana Yuddha only compared. There is no other comparison. He says 1,000 elephants, 1 lakh horses, and 1,000 the Senadipatis, and chariots, 1,000 chariots, 1,000 elephants, and 1 lakh horses. This constitute one one group of people. So whenever this many people have been killed, there is one demon will get up without head. He will start dancing. So in the battlefield, if you see some demon is dancing without head, it means Rama has killed 1,000 elephants, 1,000 the leaders, 1,000 chariots, and sorry, it is 17,000 chariots, 1 lakh horses. Now, when Lord Rama was fighting, it's not only one demon started dancing. It was 10 lakh crores of such demons were dancing. So you need to multiply the 17,000, 10,000 and 1 lakh horses, another 1,000 soldiers. That is equal to one demon dancing. Like that, there are 10 lakhs crore demons were dancing. That you have to multiply. You can't even imagine. When that happens, Lord Rama has a bow. There is a bell which will tinkle once. When it's tinkle once means he killed so many people, 10 lakhs crores times. And this bell was constantly ringing for 7.5 Muhurtas. Muhurtas is 45 minutes roughly. So that many hours the bell was ringing. So every time it bell rings, lakhs and crores of demons were dancing. Means that he killed so many people. That is the magnitude. And that's where the Vanara Senas are there. And Vibhishana comes. That's time he speaks this word. To Arjuna, he was hopeless. Like us, the Baba Sagar, how to overcome. Then Krishna gives this instruction. Similarly, the Lord gives instruction to Vibhishana. He chooses particular person. Here Arjuna, here he chooses Vibhishana. And also they both of them get back their kingdom. Right? Lord chooses the appropriate person to appropriate people. But this Saranagati means let us go a little bit more and see from the perspective of Gauranatai, Mahaprabhu, as well as from Srila Prabhupada perspective. So when Vibhishana comes, he comes with, of course, so when Vibhishana comes, he comes with four of his assistants. So he speaks, Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Raghavaya Mahatmane Nivedatyamam Shipram Vibhishna Upastitam. He says to the devotees who are assembled there, please go and tell Shipram immediately that Vibhishna has come. Raghava, who is the protect, Sharanya, who gives the shelter to everyone. So we also need to understand this is very, very important. Shipram means urgently. Most of the time, we are struggling in the Bhavasagara when the boat comes like Srila Prabhupada to rescue us as a captain. We need to immediately catch hold of it. Otherwise, our previous year after year, I don't know how many janmas, I said our false ego, our desire never vanishes. Even inside the stomach of the Vishnu, we are there. when we again recreated, those false ego is still there. So Vibhishana is showing the urgency. That's another lesson we can learn, how one should be conditioned by the so-called material nature. Whenever there is opportunity, we should grab to serve the Vaishnavas and serve the Lord, take up this Sharanagati. And so that's where then all monkeys, they were immediately got angry. We should kill him. This person comes from Ravana, is brother of Ravana. Then Sugriva said, we don't know what intention he comes, he might kill us. The other Varanas were started complaining. So he has just came to see us what kind of army we have. Is a spy, we should kill him. Then of course Lord Ram listens to everyone patiently, to all of them. Um, to all of them. So when this was happening, happening, everybody was giving opinion. Then Lord Ramachandra says, anybody who comes asking for surrender, shelter, I will give. Even it is Ravana, I don't have a problem. But what if somebody kills you? Then immediately Sugriva, actually Lord Ram taken shelter of Sugriva to protect Mother Sita. She was anxious to protect Ram, but Lord Ram thinks whoever comes, I will protect them. So both of them were discussing, Lord Ram, what happens if his intentions are bad? He tries to kill you. Then Lord Ram gives the three analogy. So here, when you want to refute somebody, some Vaishnavas, you are arguing, you have a difference of opinion. How this was dealt, Lord gives more explanation to Sugriva than to Lord Hanuman. Lord Hanuman said he is a devotee, we should accept him because I've seen in Lanka. And Lord responds to both of them in different way. So he tells this story that, my ancestor Sibi Chakravarti, there was one time Lord Indra and I think it's Lord Agni. They come in the form of vulture as well as a pigeon. They want to test this Sibi Chakravarti, how he is able to give surrender. So they were acting like that. The pigeon came to the shelter of the Sibi and he said, please protect me. Then Sibi gave the vow, I will protect you. Tell me what is your problem. There is a vulture trying to eat me. Then the vulture also arrived at and asked Sibi Chakravarti, this is my prey and you're protecting it. What should I do? Should I starve? Then Sibi said, no, I've given shelter to this pigeon. You can't kill. But he said, I am fasting. What should I do? Then he said, okay, keep the pigeon on the one waving scale. Then he cut his thigh, his flesh, own flesh, and gave it to the vulture. Here, even though animal, this is my parambara, this is my culture. Here, Vibhishana has come, you're telling he's a great devotee. How can I not give shelter? Then second story he explains. There was a pigeon or bird. There's a male and female. They were sitting on the tree, and the hunter comes. He shoots an arrow at one of the female bird. The female bird dies, and the hunter, in front of the other male bird, he lights the fire and he cooks the meat of the bird and he eats. So this bird got devastated and is cried and went to another tree or another place. After some time, the same person, hunter, goes to the other tree, not knowing that this is the same bird husband I've killed, sorry, the wife I've killed. And the bird, as soon as it saw, oh, this hunter has come as a guest to my place. Even though he killed my wife, I need to give shelter. So what it does, he was hungry, feeling, he was restless under the tree. So the bird on its own created a fire and fell inside the fire. And he said, you can eat me now. So Lord Ram says, here, my wife is not killed. See the bird. The bird, wife was killed. Still, it is offered himself to the person who is surrendered, who has come as a guest who is under the tree. My case is a little different. Is even bird can do it. My wife is still alive, and he's not Ravana. He's Ravana's brother. How can I not give Sharanagati to him? And one more example he gives, a monkey example, so that Sugriva gets it properly. So there was a person, he was trying to run. He was chased away by the Lord Ram quotes some Shastra. I don't know what Shastra. I could not able to remember. So he says this story, and a person is chased by this lion. He climbs into the tree, and the lion is waiting down. On the top of the tree, another monkey is there. So it was becoming really night, and the lion said to the human, see, it's getting late. I'm hungry. Why don't you push that monkey? I will eat the monkey and I'll go. Then after that you can go. It's a good deal, right? Then human being thought, oh, that's a good idea. You try to push the monkey down. So the lion was looking open his mouth, but somehow monkey caught hold of other branch and escaped and climbed again back to the tree. Now the human was in terror because I know I was trying to push it. The monkey was trying to help, but now I pushed the monkey. Now what if the monkey pushes down to the lion? The monkey said, don't worry, I'm not like you. There's a lot of difference between you and me. I'm monkey, so I will not push you. You be sure that I will not punish you for that because you have taken Sarnagati of this tree, my place. Even a monkey can do that. What is that I can't do? Lord Ramachandra gives a justification. And Hanuman also, he says, it's not because of Vibhishna is devotee, I'm taking his shelter. Even though his enemy is trying to kill me, I will still give shelter because I have so much power. I don't need to worry about, but anybody who comes in saying shelter, I will give. So this is the Lord shows. One is that what we need to surrender, but when we surrender, what is the mood of the Lord Ram? That's what we can see. And as per Sharanagati by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, there are 6 limbs of Sharanagati, which I will not go in detail. But this 4 assistants of Vibhishna represents 4 aspects of in the Sri Sampradaya. Ramanujacharya explains that no possession, I don't have any possession, and there is no destination for me except the Lord. And the Lord is simple. You might would have done lots of mistake in your life, but when you take shelter of the Lord never will say, oh, you have done this offenses, I will not give you Sharanagati. From the example of Lord Rama, even though person is comes with not a good intention, he has a friendship mood. Vibhishna had, even they had, I mean, just thinking of as a friendship, not really as a qualified, still I will give protection. So the Lord will consider, he will ignore all your past mistakes. Is very simple. He will not chastise you for that, or he will not punish you for that. He will open arms, he will take shelter. And Lord is so powerful. He can, he can, sorry, I need to log into the Zoom. He can vanish all our sins. So the Lord is so powerful. So these are the aspect of Sharanagati. We learn from Vibhishna surrender. After that, there is Shuka. There is one messenger from Ravana. He says, go and send the message to Vibhishna. This is the last chance he can come back. And also he has to, see how big is the Lord army. He comes in disguise. Somehow Vibhishna finds that Shuka, and he was trying, when all the Vanaras caught hold of him, they're trying to beat him. But again, he's taken to Lord Ram. Lord Ram says, the messenger should be never killed, so let him go off. And also he made sure that he sees all army, and he showcased all the army strength, and he said, this is our army strength, go and tell Ravana. So like that, we see from this episode that, whoever comes in, Lord Ram gives the shelter. Now Srila Prabhupada, and I want to extend this because what does this practically mean surrender to us in this Kali Yuga? So when Lord Ram was taking a bow and was so furious, Lord Lakshmana caught hold of Lord Rama and says this, there is no need for this display, dear brother. Men of your caliber never give away to anger. Your purpose will surely be achieved without such violence. Same Lord Lakshmana, Nityananda Ram. So this Bhagavatam will not be incomplete when we not glorify Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. So same Nityananda Prabhu, when Jagai Madai was attacked and Lord Nityananda caught hold of Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, he said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please stop. You have come here for the mission, not to kill the sinners, by spreading the love of Godhead. So we can see from this version how Mahaprabhu is so compassionate. Everywhere you can see the theme. Krishna says, you surrender everything to me, all the dharma, I will take care of. There is no worry. Lord Rama says, whatever intention, you are good or bad, you say, I'm surrendered, still I'll give you shelter. Lord Nityananda Mahaprabhu, the most of the fallen conditioned soul, they taken the shelter. They're not even taken shelter. Mother, I recommend, so this person is help me like that. So Lord Mahaprabhu is like, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is most magnanimous. He says, I will give the shelter. Similar thing happened to Prabhupada. Prabhupada was living in the Bauri. We all know the story of the David. He was he was cultivating him nicely. He was able to convert that as a place, that Bori, whatever he stayed, as a temple. And he was able to take David to India. So much of love and affection, so much bonding had happened. But one day, David got drug addicted and started, getting angry with Prabhupada. They started chasing, trying to hit Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was just running out of life. He just came out of the staircase. He don't know where to go, right or left. Somehow he got number of some devotees and he called up. Prabhupada, he never took any offenses against David. After a week's time, he said, how David is doing it. And he also came to the program to attend. Prabhupada gave shelter to everyone. A person, even is trying to kill. This is the magnanimity of the, Srila Prabhupada. So we have such a wonderful heritage, such a wonderful Gaudiya Sampradaya we have, where most fallen, degraded soul, Lord says, I will not see your past sin. Whatever you are, you just say, I'm surrender, I will take you. We should be, so much proud of this. And, then Lord gives the three Saranagati. Mahaprabhu, for Mahaprabhu, what is Saranagati? Namaruchi, Vaishnava Seva, Jivadoya. If we have these three principles in our life, we want to learn from the Saranagati. What it means to us is doing Ramaruchi. Third one is the Vaishnava Seva, Jivadoya. If you are doing Nama Japa and if you are seeing no taste for doing Seva for Vaishnava, means that we are not performing properly the Namaruchi. Namaruchi will lead to Vaishnava Seva. Vaishnava Seva will, once you do that, you cleanse your heart and you feel the pain, how to be in this Bhavasagra, material world. Then automatically you will have a Jivadoya. You want to help others because you've been struggling. The person who is realized, person who has gone through the material problems, definitely want to help others. Srila Prabhupada and other acharyas, they're struggling so much to spread this mission because they have progressed from Namaruchi. When they start chanting, you get the taste. When you get the taste, then you start serving the Vaishnavas. When you start serving the Vaishnavas, you understand completely the message of the Godhead. Then obviously by default, you will do a Jivadoya, means preaching activity. It will become naturally. We might do it now because of name and fame, but as you progress in Krishna conscious life, this Namaruchi, Vaishnava Seva, Jivadoya will automatically will come into place. So, so I have so far covered what is the angry, transcendental anger of the Lord. Second thing I talked about how this Sagar example, from this we can analogy, we can take that Bhavasagra, how we can get out of this Bhavasagra. Then we talked about what is Sharanagati means to Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, and Lord Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu says this instruction to Sanatana Goswami. You know what is Dharma? Krishna says Sarva Dharman Pratyaksha. And Mahaprabhu defines this Dharma. There are only three Dharmas, other than this, nothing else. This is Namaruchi, Vaishnava Seva, Jivadoya. If you follow this, then you are following Dharma. So, what is that? The root cause of all the thing is Namaruchi. When we have a proper chanting of the holy name, when we chant without offenses, that's where that's where we can get out of this ego. When you want to get out of this ego only, you will be able to go back to Godhead. As simple as that. Saranagati means, one is what it means to the Lord. I've explained various example of Lord Rama quoting, Lord Nityananda and Mahaprabhu, how the fallen conditioned souls, they're taking shelter. Now from our side, what is Saranagati? It means Namaruchi, Vaishnava Seva, especially Namaruchi. So there are a lot of stories in Ramayana itself. I doesn't want to delve into, but main thing is that Lord Ram's name more potent than Lord. Krishna's name more potent than the Lord Ram. So why we need to hear Bhagavatam as well as the chanting? Most of the time we know this story, Lord Ramayana, you would have heard many times. It is the perspective of the Vaishnava. It is his emotion of how he's expressing the love for the Lord, the same story, but it may be different. So in Lord Ramayana, we can take an example. Even Lord Ramachandra started hearing Ramayana. So when Ramayana was manifested by Valmiki, he was one character in the biography of Lord Ramayana, and he trained Lavakusha, and Lavakusha started singing glorification. So Lord Ram was very curious, who's these two boys so captivated? and he was sitting on the throne. He arranged, and they were singing very nicely. Lord Ram was so absorbed. He got down from the stairs and he sat among the prajas, and the prajas were laughing. And Lord Ram was sitting next to him. They were tapping on his shoulder, and they were laughing. Then they were saw in the Simhasan, Lord Ram was missing. Then they saw Lord Ram was sitting among one of them. It is not that Lord is hearing his own glorification. He wants to set an example how only the Shastras, Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing and chanting can only elevate us, or we can take the Sharanagati only by doing this process. And even Jiva Goswami, um, even though it is not done in Krishna Lila, when he was writing, I think Jaiva Dharma or something like that, he narrates there are two people like Lavakusha. There are two people, Vrjavasis, narrating the pastime of Krishna, which Krishna is himself listening. But that never happened actually. But when we wrote this thing, he was imagining this because, and Prabhupada was reading his own books, he would read. So this is our parampara. Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, even though it's repetitive, even though it is same message, but it's the perspective of other person, right? How the bhakti is, how he's attracted to this bhakti, that matters more. And this is the only way we can come out of this. And when we start hearing, that's where Namaruchi comes. When we want to do a Namaruchi, it just takes a moment to go to Krishna. We are just away from one pure chanting of Hare Krishna. We know Katvanga Maharaj story. We know Ajamila called out Krishna. We know Draupadi called out Govinda. We know Gajendra called out for the Lord. It's just all one sincere, very intensive call. That's all. You will immediately take 400 form. You can go back to Godhead. But we might ask, Prabhu, I've been chanting for so many years. I don't have ruchi for seva, not ruchi for names. That's because any of these 10 offenses, we are committing to it. So unless we come out of this 10 offenses of chanting of the holy name, it will be very difficult to take surrender. So I will take another 2 minutes to just to say the importance of the surrender, especially taking shelter of the holy name. Then I will open up for more questions. So when we do offensive chanting, what happens is we create a duplicity, and faithlessness and distraction and neglectful happens. Then slackening in the devotion and the pride comes. These are the effect Jiva Goswami writes in his Bhakti Sandarpa. The 4 or 5 aspects will happens by inattentive chanting, especially the mother of all offenses, inattentive chanting, that you start developing a duplicity, faithlessness on the Lord. You take everything casual. Somebody says, Prabhu has done such a wonderful activity. He has preached so many people, so many devotees come. You'll say, yeah, that's all right. You don't excited about, oh, really? Oh, that's powerful. Yeah, devotees are really powerful. They can do it. You should have faith. When Krishna lifts Govardhan Hill, you say, I know the story, I know the details. It's not that. You need to also be excited. Oh, Krishna could able to lift such a big Govardhan. You don't have, then the faithfulness is coming down. You not feel enthusiastic about it. Then there is offenseless chatting happening. A distraction, neglectful of the service sevas, slackening of devotion. So most of the time, our old habits start coming again. Let me see some news, or let me hear some old devotional music. It starts with that, then slowly get into other things. Old habits will start creeping in unless we don't do a attentive chanting. So the pride comes in. Obviously, Krishna will bestow with so many things for the devotees. As soon as you come, you would have not spoken proper English. There are so many devotees told, I've listened to Prabhupada lecture, I become master in English. They would give very good lecture in English because Lord would give everything, possession, material opulence, your strength, knowledge, everything Krishna will give because you have become a devotee. And slowly it can creep into a pride where we think that, I am the best singer, I am the best orator, I am the best seva, I am the best preacher. Then that leads to inattentive chanting. So I would stop here. To summarize, we have seen the 3 aspects of it. One is the transcendental anger of the Lord. Second thing is what it means to surrender, especially in the Kali Yuga. It is Namaruchi, Vaishnava Seva, and Jiva Daya. For us to surrender, to make it effective, especially Namaruchi, without offenseless chanting. And these are the ill effects of inattentive chanting. So I would stop here for any comments and more addition. Hey. Okay. Yeah, Prabhu.
Hey Krishna Prabhu. So you mentioned that when a jiva goes and surrenders to the Lord, he will not look at our faults and he will accept. And then again, the conditioned soul is still in the influence of Maya. So it is not so easy that we go tell the Lord, Sakradeva Prapannoyam once, we say, it says Sakrat once. We say that I surrender to you. Although unwillingly, throughout our life, we are under the influence of Maya, we are dragged back. So I may repeatedly come back again and again, week after week, year after year, and say, Oh Lord, from today I am surrendered to you. So will the Lord continue to ignore the faults again and again, or how is it?
That is the only hope, right? If Lord rejects, yeah. So Lord Ranganath closes his eyes because he doesn't want to see what you are doing mistake. Lord Jagannath opens his eyes to see only what good things you have done. He's like a father. The child might do repeatedly with mistake. We don't disown. Very rarely we see in history that person is disowning his son. Vaikunta Viraktaya. Vaikunta, we say there is no anxiety. For whom? Devotees. For the Lord, there is a lot of anxiety. He comes. Here I come as 10 avatars. Please read my pastime. That's why Ramayana and Mahabharata happening. The Lord is listening to him. When I come, personally, I'll kill the demons. When I'm not there, what will happen? How do I kill the demon? Because now in Kali Yuga, the demonic mentality, demons and devotees both are same in our heart. So the demonic mentality, the demon can be killed by hearing Ramakatha. And Lord Ram shows that example. As long as the devotee should not have anxiety when three things are there. Holy name, Guru, I don't know, another one I forgot. So as long as you have association of the devotees, you are having the holy name and Guru, what is there to fear? What will happen? Let any other calamities happen. But as long as you have these three, you know for sure, if not now, one time you'll go back to God. As long as you have Guru, you need to have only worry about, I'm not able to chant, I don't have Guru, or I'm not able to have Sadhu Sangha and read Bhagavatam. That is the only fear, if at all you have, anxiety, if at all have, you should have. Rest of the things is as per your karma, it needs to happen, it will happen, or the Lord will protect. So the Lord will gives little heavy punishment sometimes. It's not that there's Prabhupada writes in the next purport that he quotes, generally Prabhupada quotes from Shastra, text number 14, he quotes from a famous poetic from, he says Hindi, unnamed poet. He says, Dukka se shaba hari baje, shuka se baja koi, shuka ye agar hari baje, dukka katan se haya. So I'll read this. I don't know. A Hindi poet has said, Prabhupada writing in the purport. When one is distressed, he goes to the church or temple to worship the Lord. But when opulent, he forgets the Lord. Therefore, punishment by the Lord through the material nature is necessary in human society. For without it mean, forget the supremacy of the Lord due to their dull, blunt intelligence. He says clearly, your dull, blunt intelligence you will do. Sometimes, as a parent, Krishna might twist your ears saying that don't do it, please come to me. Sometimes he'll give harsh punishment. It does not mean that Lord is disowning you. Is that he's trying to mold you, polish you. Unless we allow us to polish ourselves, we will not change. The marble here, the marble deities are there, both are same, made of same material. But what is the difference? This marble we walk, put our steps, but other one we worship as a Lord. Why? Because it allowed to sculpture. The Lord is allowed to sculpture. Take the pain. We're allowed surrender to the Lord, saying that you design me how you want. Then you become a murti, you become a wonderful person. So when we know that when Lord gives a punishment, we know that I need to improve and I need to surrender. But there are some categories of people, hum nahi sudharenge. Come, do whatever you want. they perpetually, eternally, they will reside in the hell. There are some categories. That's why this material also eternal in sense. There will be some people will be falling, some people will eternally, they will not surrender to the Lord. They will be there. We should not be worried about it. But here Lord generally merciful. Otherwise, how the holy name, how Srila Prabhupada, if Lord is not merciful, even Kali Yuga, Lord Gauranga should not even taken avatar here, right? He knows so much mistake he have done many lifetimes. Still he wants to deliver us. Even still he want to deliver us. Otherwise, why would Gauranga Mahaprabhu come? If he has seen so many lifetime, you have made a mistake. This category will never this category will never hum nahi sudhrenge category. We will not come. Lord never said. He sent so many acharyas. Okay, I'm not coming now. I will send my acharyas. Okay, I'm not sending my acharyas. I'll give my granthas. You know. Then he says all the opulence. If you're not able to remember, at least Bhagavad Gita, read it. When you see beautiful things, it's everything I am. He's trying to various means to say, see, I'm coming in this form. I'm coming as Acharya. I'm coming in the Granthas. I'm coming as Avatar. I'm in the Acha Vigraha. You tell me where Lord is not, helped you to make you remember. It is just that our own stubbornness that we are not able to follow. But still, Lord will make attempt. He will keep sending the Acharyas. He will keep taking avatar. He will never stop his duties. He will keep doing it, irrespective of your surrendering or not. That's only hope.
Generally, if the punishment is there, that means he's still seeing some faults. So what exactly it means that, he does not see any faults when he's closing his eyes.
So when we, as soon as any devotee chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, all your past and future sins are eradicated. That's the power of holy name. Trust me, all the sins are eradicated. But why still we are in this body? The whatever supposed to be purified for this lifetime, that Lord takes over the control. He doesn't destroy that. Once, as soon as the karma is destroyed, you will be free from this body. That's why he eradicate the past, the future. So whatever is about to purify in this lifetime, I'm supposed to enjoy or I to suffer, that Lord will see. But His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu said, for devotees, Lord will take over the sin, but He will not destroy. He will try to see whether you are progressing in Krishna conscious life or not. He would give some test. Sometime you're supposed to get a big accident, then you might just give it in the dream. Then He will save you from that. Lord will be little merciful, but still He will try to see whether how you are reacting to the punishments or the sufferings. If you're really progressing, Krishna would not bother. Or He would, for pure Vaishnavas, He will give more trouble to enhance the beauty so that other people understand the glories. For us, Nityabaddhas, especially Nityabaddhas like me, you would give more tests to polish the diamond, polish the marble. But if I take it right perspective, then the karma, Krishna, there is no obligation for Him to. He generally doesn't remove the karmas. He will allow us to suffer, but the degree on which we have to suffer based on the devotees, He will little alter. In saying, I said, if you have to meet with an accident, you are supposed to go your hand, then you might make a little cut while cooking for Krishna, and you might get a little, put a band-aid and go away. Krishna can reduce the effect, but that still karma is going to come. But Krishna is completely control of the devotees, of their karma, the sufferings. He can alter it based on our surrender. Oh, sorry, I completely. Okay. Okay, Radharani Sumukhi Mataji is asking, what are the 4 aspects of Sampradaya represent 4 people of Vishna? So this is in our Gaudiya Sampradaya, there are 6 aspects of surrender, but Acharyas give these 4 associates of Vishna to the Lord. I don't have any possession, everything belongs to you, that attitude. Second one is no destination, I don't have any shelter, you are the only protector. And the Lord is simple because He doesn't see our commitment of so our heap of offenses. Not offenses, sorry, sins. Offenses, Lord do mind. That's why we could not able to get chanting. So chanting only Harinam, holy name. The Lord offenses to the Lord, can be nullified by chanting the holy name. Vaishnava Aparadha cannot be done, of course. Even offenses to holy name, you have to approach holy name. But offenses, Lord will not forgive. Lord will, the holy name only forgive. That's why holy name is more potent than the Lord. You can't go to the Lord and pray, I've done these offenses, please forgive me. I've done Vaishnavata, please forgive me. The Lord said, please go to the Vaishnava. I can't do anything. There's a wonderful pastime of Sri Sampradaya. If you are going to Kumbakonam, I don't know, this is not in Kumbakonam, but somewhere closer by, this pastime happened. There's one Alvar who was glorifying the Lord, and the king asked him to come to the court and glorify him. He said he refused. I can't come. And his servant goes and he says, my Alvar doesn't come. He glorify only the Lord. He doesn't come to the court and all. So the Lord gets angry, asks him to vacate the place. If you don't glorify me, you don't have space to stay here. So then the servant goes, and the Acharya also goes along with him. And Lord was sleeping on the Anantashesha. He said, hey, what are you doing? If my servant is going, I'm going, come back. He rolled literally the coil of his bed and started and he started walking. And it was so feminine. And the king was fabricated, and he came and fell down at the feet of the Lord. Said, Lord, where are you going? You offended my dear disciple. You go and talk to him. And he goes to the Alvar. He says, please. He said, no, you are not offended me. You offended my servant. Please talk to my servant. The Lord even cannot forgive the offenses. So that way, the offenses is more dangerous than the sin. Lord can evaporate all the sins. So that's why Lord is simple. He can evaporate all the sins, but not the offenses. We need to be a little careful. Lord is powerful, of course. That's the fourth one, Radha Mataji. So that was the question asked in the online.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
In Kanchipuram, Katogari temple, Swarnavannam Saida Perumal. This is the pramana of how offenses cannot be forgiven by the Lord. You have to go to the Vaishnavas only. So unless we make an endeavor, pray to the holy name and chant without offenses, no Sharanagati, no Namaruchi, no serving the Vaishnavas, no Jivadoya. Yeah, please, Prabhu. Please, can you unmute Anjan Bachchan, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can you hear me?
He wants.
You have to type Anjan Prabhu. He cannot hear you. You have to type it, Prabhuji.
Okay.
So this is Mother Kaliyala and his disciple Karthikeyan. Thank you, Sister. So this is the Brahman. Yeah. Anjan Bachchan, Prabhu, we cannot able to hear you. Jan Prabhu.
Prabhuji, we requested him to type him. Type Anjan Prabhu, you have to type Prabhuji.
We're not able to hear you, Prabhu. Probably we can take offline, Prabhu. It's already time. So definitely I will connect with you later. Is that okay? Prabhu Sankarshan Priya Prabhu, should we?
Yes,
end here?
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Mancha.
how to understand this situation? We know about a devotee who has crossed Vaishnava Seva and Jivadoya, but he keeps saying that he doesn't have Namaruchi. See, Prabhu, the person only knows. Sometime we see that tsunami comes. So the question is that the person is already elevated to that position, but he says he doesn't have still Namaruchi. How do we understand that? So example is when there is a tree is tsunami, building is fallen. We say, oh, it's because of tsunami the tree is fallen, but it is not, because the foundation is not proper. So in the Saranagati also, I didn't talk about it because of the time. Sometimes prayers are louder than the intention. The intention should be louder than the prayers. What it means that some devotee might externally do everything perfectly. There may be various reasons, but his intentions are not proper. One day you will see is not there in the society. Sometimes we think what's happened. Internally, he knows what's happening with him. He knows the foundation is not strong. There was a conducive environment. He continued to do that. Whenever there's a slight disturbance in the conducive environment or the old anarthas, inattentive chatting, bring the old habits, then he commits offenses and he falls down. So Mahaprabhu gives this 3 scale to measure. If I am progressing in Krishna consciousness, you yourself measure, not external person can come and measure you. That you are able to have Namaruchi and Jivadoya and Vaishnava Seva. If you have, then the person only knows internal thing. So these intentions are internal. Nobody can find out what is the intention. Kalanemi, he was chanting Lord's name. The intention was to stop Hanuman. So we don't know what is intention. Externally, he was louder chanting. He's supposed to be a very wonderful person. Hanuman bows down and he listens to him. He goes and takes a bath in the river and things like that. So we don't know what is intention. That only Lord, between the devotee and Lord, knows. Of course, we can see. You can't just fake around for a long time. Devotee can find out. Slowly, is slackening. If he doesn't have really ruchi, then if he's really having ruchi, means even though his humbleness, he says he's not having ruchi, but he's consistently in doing other aspect of preaching and Vaishnava Seva, that he's crossed it. But we are not there to judge somebody. We have to judge ourselves. We are whether our devotee or not, we are surrendering or not. It is none of our business to judge some other devotee. So that's more in detail. This is one of the aparad, Vaishnava aparad. Radheshyam Prabhu gives an analogy, joy, joyful and plus formula. So we are not here to judge his past activities, accidental fall down. We are not here because Krishna says, Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma, he says that even he made a mistake, he will come out quickly. I will deliver him. So Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita. So who are we to judge? Even though he is committing some sins, he will be delivered. Okay, Prabhu, we'll stop here. Oh, you have a question? Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Prabhu, I'm
Krishna?
going over time.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, just one question I have is, you said Namaruchi leads to Vaishnava Seva.
Yes.
But is the other way also, does it work? I mean, we
Yeah,
must
when I was reading it, I was getting that, but this is the Gauranga Prabhu lecture and he gave this. So I didn't think about twice.
Okay.
So when you want to come to Krishna conscious, of course, there's a Sukriti required. You would have served the Vaishnavas knowingly, unknowingly. But when we talk about Vaishnava Seva here, you know for sure what you're doing it. Previously, that Shukriti is required in order to come to have faith and Shraddha, Ado Shraddha, Bhajana Kriya. We start with Bhajana Kriya, Namaruchi. But the Namaruchi need to really translate into the real Vaishnava Seva. If it is not happening, then there is anarthas. You're doing Vaishnava Aparad. That's why the Ramaruchi is not there. When you do Vaishnava Aparad and you're not having Ruchi, how can you claim that I'm doing Vaishnava Seva? Right? It's both are linked. If you do Vaishnava offense, you can't chant properly. So if you're offending, you say I have Ruchi, how does it relate to? So Nama Ruchi has to relate to, because you're not without any offenses, you're chanting. Means you're serving the Vaishnavas. Of course, this Vaishnava Seva also helps to remove the anarthas, but the sins eradicated by chanting this holy name. As I said, Krishna will remove your past and present, the future sins, not present one. So you become lighter. That's why when we chant, we sleep, because you become lighter. When we hear Bhagavatam, we become lighter because all the sins are eradicated. What are about to fructify? So you become so light. So you become simple. So it has to lead to sincere chanting, means you are really doing Vaishnava Seva. So that's what Gauranga Prabhu told. So I still go with authority. I don't have much realization, but I'm just repeating what he told.
Thank you.
Please. Yeah, it can be other way around as well. But in general, this is a sequence. Start chanting. you serve Vaishnavas, then you realize, remove all the anarthas, anarthanvati happens by the help of Vaishnavas, then you do Jivodaya. We'll stop here. Grandraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna devotees, we will be ending the Zoom session. We have another Katha festival special class from 11:30 to 12:30. Thank you. Hare Krishna devotees.
That will be recorded, no Prabhu, 11:31.
I'll have to check with the temple.